Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is PoppinCulture. My guest today is Ben G. He's a video creator. Also, he did my commercial for PoppinCulture. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So, how long have you been creating videos?
So I've been video editing I've been video editing since the 9th grade. That was 5 years ago. I'm 20 now. I started when I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man. You have a bright future ahead of you. I
Thanks.
literally thought, no problem. I literally thought you were older just because of Raphael. He does the podcast and video game reviews with me. He showed me your work, and I just thought you were like 25. So to find out that you're just 20, man, I can't wait to see what you do going forward. What made you want to get into this?
So, I was always doing this for fun back in high school, or, we'd be doing like some class projects and, we'd have a group, and then I'd just be in charge of the video editing, the directing, and I'd always like put my 100% into it, so I would like always make sure it was like gonna be funny and it was gonna be like the best project in the class. So like, because I just really wanted everyone to like have a good time and like really enjoy the work we put together. So that's what really got me into it. It was just more of like a hobby, and going forward, I've just finally realized that like I'm actually really good at this, and I have a potential to become even better. I wouldn't say I'm like really good right now, but I have like, it doesn't feel like work for me. It feels pretty good. So, I just thought like, hey, why don't I just pursue this? So that's what I've been doing.
Nice. The best thing ever is when you have something that doesn't feel like work. That's
true. You know, as they say, like, find a job you enjoy, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah. I've heard that my whole life, but like, you ever seen somebody and be like, I really enjoy doing this, and you be like, how do you enjoy doing that? Like, I have a friend that works at a cereal plant, and he's like, I just enjoy making cereal, and it's just like, all right, if that's what it does for you, I guess.
Yeah.
But I thought we'd be you were the perfect person to talk to about filmmaking and how it's influenced pop culture.
Yeah.
So I did a little history on the subject.
Mm-hmm.
I found out the first film, which when they categorize filmmaking, is the first time somebody audience pays to see moving art. I guess that's all that filmmaking,
Yeah.
The definition, I guess. And it goes all the way back to 1895, a movie in Paris, France called Le Brime Brothers.
I think I've heard of it. It might have been like a silent film or something like that.
Yeah, and it just blew my mind that it went that far back. I never even knew it was that far back. I thought it was 1920s at the furthest. But I just thought that was a cool fact. But to keep going up to talk about how it's influenced pop culture, I want to start first with the cameras. How have you seen the cameras change in just your little bit of time of doing filmmaking?
So I think that like cameras have really come a long way. Obviously, like back in the day, they had like these like huge boxes and it was just whatever. And nowadays I think they're starting to get even more compact and smaller. So like, so you can get like a small body, but like it can pack like big value in there, like, but if you talk about like movie cameras and stuff like that, I know those might be just like a little bit bigger than like say your DSLR camera or something like that. Although I have seen and heard about people that have like filmed like some really cinematic stuff on just like a DSLR camera with like a nice setup, like a nice rig. So I think anything's really possible with if you really try, and like it doesn't really matter per se what gear you have. Well, it does actually. I'll take that back. But like, you know, like I think your skill can really play a big factor in that.
Okay. Like I say, I'm just shooting on my phone at the moment. IMAX cameras. Do you think those are the future, or everything being infrared? I think I am pronouncing that right. Infrared cameras.
Infrared. See, I haven't really heard too much about that.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure, honestly.
Okay. Well, the first functioning camera was the WKL Dixon camera. Have you heard of that at all?
No, I can't think of it. I might have heard of it in like my film class or something like that, but you know, I haven't really kept up with it.
Okay. But yeah, that was just a weird fact that came up. 3D, the way 3D movies are shot, is that because of the camera or is that another feature?
Honestly, well, I really don't know that
Okay.
either. I don't even know if 3D things are like even like popping these days, you know, because last time I heard about 3D stuff was like 2010. You know, we got a 3D TV and like Alice in Wonderland in 3D with the 3D glasses on. But nowadays, like, you know, like people have been switching over to like 4K TVs and like Ultra HD. So, yeah.
It was funny. I want to say late 80s or early 80s, they would have 3D movies, which weren't 3D. It was just camera tricks where you would throw a ruler in front of a camera, and because the ruler going right in front of the camera, they would consider that 3D.
Yeah.
And even now, up to the 2000s, the movie you talked about, and the TVs, and Avatar. Not the horrible movie, but the
blue people.
Yeah, like that was very big on being 3D.
Yeah.
And then like 3D cinema. When it comes to filmmaking, in your opinion, do you feel like those gimmicks have a place to stay long term, or do you think they should just come and go with the times?
I think something would probably come and replace it. Maybe like even 4D. I don't know, because I know like I've been to like the Coke Factory and they have like a 4D show in there. Have you been to the Coke Factory?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can feel like the effects and everything. Like they sprinkle water and everything. I don't know if that'll happen in like theaters anytime soon, because like I just really don't know. But 3D, like definitely with movies like Avatar, like I could see why they would want to have it in like 3D and like non 3D, I guess, you know, because it's a little more of a more real or surreal experience, I guess you could say. I don't really think like it's all that really, you know. When I go to a movie theater, I don't really care per se if it's like 3D, unless it's like some kind of huge like blockbuster that I'm just dying to like see. I have to see it in like perfect, have to see it in 3D, like, you know. But I think 3D will be here for a while, but maybe in the future something's gonna replace that, you know, as times change.
I think I'm getting what you're saying, and I agree. Even if a movie's in 3D, the story has to come first.
Right.
If they just try to shove a gimmick like 3D, it won't last.
Yeah, like if you don't have a good story, like then like it doesn't really matter. Like once you throw at the camera, like what's you know, like what's there. I think the story is the main thing that keeps people engaged, and definitely like as far as 3D goes, the different shots and like placement of shots and all that stuff, like it has a purpose. It serves a purpose. So it needs to tie into the story as well, as I think so.
Yes. And that ties into our next topic, the techniques, I'm pronouncing it wrong, butchering it, cinematography. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Techniques. They've definitely evolved throughout time and definitely helped like filmmakers in general. Do you have a favorite technique of your own?
Not exactly, but if I do like have any like camera techniques, I like in-camera transitions. Like you know, a lot of people, you see it a lot of times on like YouTube and like different video editors. You know, like you could tilt your camera up to the sky, and the next shot tilt it back down, and it looks like, you know, it just went up and down. It was like one smooth motion, you know. So different stuff like that. I think it's really creative if you really get it to work, you know.
In your opinion, because I'm a big fan of this, but I imagine it has to be very difficult. How do you feel about long shots?
Long shots? What do you mean?
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me try to put it in words. Is a shot where I'm not cutting, I'm guessing. It's not a tracking shot where I'm right behind somebody, but it's
yeah.
like the camera's here and I'm not cutting. I'm just literally have the whole room.
Like a panorama, or like a pan. I don't like. I know what you're talking about. It's just we learned about this in class. I just I didn't really, I didn't really keep up with it.
Yeah,
I should have, but
it's my fault. I should have way better research.
Oh, you mean like one take, like no cuts.
Yes.
I think they serve a purpose with certain. It just depends what you're going for, Like it could work with some things and it can't work with other things, but like it can really give the movie or video a real feel to it,
I also realized that I think you actually do have to have like a good camera to pull it off. I don't think it's something I could pull off with a phone.
You could probably with these newer phones, because like these days these phone cameras, especially like iPhone, I think even Samsung maybe, they're like getting really advanced, So yeah, I think it just comes down to like skill, and obviously it comes down to like your equipment too. But like I said, a lot of people like have like these newer iPhones and they have like these super nice cameras and stuff like that. So I think it's possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I want to say it was Tim Burton, and I think Christopher Nolan later on agreed with him. Do you think that the super close-up shot doesn't carry the same weight anymore?
I don't know about that. I think like close-up shots, they serve a purpose for like what you're going for. Like I said, if you want something to have like a feel to it, I think close-ups are more intimate and personal. So like you're really up there in their space, I guess you could say, and like it just like depends what the story is and what's going on. I also they say like if you want to like good acting, if you want to like spot good acting, like look at their eyes, like pay attention to their eyes. That's a film technique I heard about.
Okay.
So yeah, it depends. I think I don't really have like a yes or no for that.
Okay. And one more shot for you is the bird eye view shot. I can remember as a kid, I was like, wow, that's very clever. Mm-hmm. But now, do you think it's more done of just like commercial based? Because I barely see it in movies often.
Yeah, you mean like a just first person point of view, or like what?
No, the bird eye view.
Oh,
like
that.
They're just looking down.
Yeah, I see. It like I said, I think it works with like whatever you're going for. Okay. I can't really think of a movie besides like maybe like, I don't know, Spider-Man or maybe even like this new Aladdin movie that just came out last year.
Yeah.
I think it works for like certain things. Like I wouldn't say it's like it doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
I'd say there's like a time and place for it.
Okay. Nice. To keep going, schools. There were no filmmaking schools. Like just 80 years ago, there was no filmmaking schools.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you still need them? I know I believe you went to filmmaking school, or you.
I went to acting school.
Acting school. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I guess you didn't go to filmmaking school. So
I did, like in high school, I was in a program for filmmaking.
Do you feel like it helped, or was this something that you would have learned anyway by just doing it?
I think the experience definitely helped. It's possible to obviously learn on by yourself. YouTube, there's like a mass of information out there for free too. A lot of things I've learned a lot of stuff from YouTube, just watching videos rather than like school. But like in high school, I think it really helped. It was a good experience for me. And then like now I'm in a video editing program over in Charleston. I think a lot of the stuff we've been doing, I do more post-production, so I'm like more after the filming. I'm video editing, that kind of stuff, rather than mostly like filming the actual thing. I do more video editing. I think that yeah, man, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, like you said, I don't think I needed to go to school for a lot of the stuff I learned, but obviously being in school kind of helped because I was working on some projects and stuff like that that really gave me the work. Like it gave me a workout, I was learning like a little more new skills, and it definitely helped. I just want to say like people should also be like careful with like where they're going, like really research where you're going, because you don't want to get scammed, because a lot of days people are just trying to make money.
Oh, wow. Okay. Have you heard a lot of horrible stories, or is not too common?
Not like too many, but I've heard stories about like some like more expensive schools, and they've been like I've been hearing about like students like having to pay like a boatload, and I don't even know, like I just heard like some stories about like this one teacher kicking this one student out of the class for like not having like a good like a quality cameras. I don't even know. It's just some weird stuff, like I just think if you really research where you're going and what it is you're doing, like I think go for it.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm sorry that happens. I hope they read that out really quickly. Like, well, bad word of mouth shuts everything down eventually. So
Yeah.
When it comes to the jobs that come with filmmaking, I'm sure there are way more now than there were previously. Do you think there's enough jobs where people can make a living, or do you think it's still something like it's hit and miss? Like you may get this opportunity, you may not.
I think it's like a hit or miss. Really depends on your grind, like how hard you're willing to work. Because I know people that they go to these like film schools and all, and they're not really doing anything now, like working at like sandwich shops or something. And then like I know this one guy, he didn't even go to school for filmmaking. He just kind of learned stuff on his own, and he has a business going on with his friend, and they do it full time. He makes a living off of this, just freelancing, and really comes down to how you market yourself. But on another side, at my school, they have like a camera. They have a bunch of camera classes and stuff like that. And at the end of the program, you also get like internships, and a lot of the students have actually been going on to work on like shows like Outer Banks on Netflix and Mr. Mercedes. I think that's HBO. I'm not sure, but yeah, they've been placing students with like real sets and everything, and they've been getting some good experience. That's what I've been hearing.
Wow, that's okay. That's a good reason to go to school then. That is.
Well, yeah, like I said, depends what school you go to. Like my school, for instance, Trident Technical College in Charleston. I would think first off, like right off the bat, like it's a technical college. Like what's so special about that, But I've been hearing some really good things about my school and the program. A lot of the kids, like I said, they've been going on to work on real TV shows and stuff like that, even like current students. And I even heard that like there was an NYU student, and there was like a student from my school, and they were trying to pick which one should be able to like work on the show or whatever. They actually picked my school's student. So okay. They have a really good rep. So yeah,
Okay.
Because like I said, it all comes down to like hands-on experience as well.
Nice. Now, to get a little bit more into the filmmaking process and just getting your opinion on video creating, do you feel like YouTube will take over a lot of other big streaming platforms in the fact that we have so many more creators and less overhead? Or you think that overhead is the reason why production companies make so much money?
What do you mean by overhead?
What I mean is, let's say you create a video on YouTube. As long as you use copyright-free music, as long as you don't trap on anybody else's content, pretty much sky's the limit on how much money you can make. Unlike, let's go with somebody like any director. Let's go with Josh, the guy that directed the first Avengers. He made, I want to say, $3.7 million off the first Avengers movie. I know I've heard of YouTubers making like 3 times that just doing YouTube.
Yeah, like you got to be really good and really popular on YouTube to make like that much money, I'd say.
True, that is very
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So it was that tie between branding and being good at what you do. So that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But if you had to sit at a table, would you rather be at that table with directing Avengers Endgame, or well, you say you don't want to direct. I apologize.
No,
but
you're good.
editing Avengers Endgame, or would you rather be on the side of editing your own content?
I'd say it depends where I'm at in both stages. Like if I was just like I edit my own content. If I was getting paid like I was making like millions off of that, I'd just do my own content. I wouldn't see a reason to do other stuff really. It'd be nice to work on something like Avengers, but I do know if you're working on like films like Avengers, you can make like a really good a lot of money, like a million something like that. Yeah, all the way up to that, like 900,000. I've just seen like these crazy salaries. But just, it depends like where your position is and like how like up the ladder you are.
Okay.
In terms of like producing like these blockbuster movies, because producers, actors, directors, they all have like a different salary.
Of course.
But like, like the lead editors I've seen, like they have like some really good salaries. I can't remember if it was like a million something if I saw, and I think this was for like one of the Star Wars movies maybe. But it was something crazy. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. Like for an editing thing, like, wow. But I can see why.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, because it's also a lot of time you have to, like you need to have a lot of time to like sit there and pick out the shots, where they should be placed and how they should be put together, so it is, like you said, a big responsibility. Yeah, but if I was doing successful at my own like content, I would just do my own content.
How do you feel about, I hope this is right, ADR? I don't know what it stands for, but I believe it's when someone has to come back in to do audio that they didn't put in the movie.
Oh, how do I feel about it?
No. In general, do you feel like that's better now? Because I've seen it hidden better in movies now than when it was in the 90s where it was like, oh, that's obviously ADR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like nowadays, like with technology advancing, it's really easier to just cover mistakes up like that. So, yeah, I just think it's going to even get even better in the future. Sky's the limit.
When it comes to your software, has it, just in your 5 years of doing it, 6 years of doing it, do you feel like the software's got better, or do you feel like they're just adding very little sprinkles?
I think they're getting better as time goes on, obviously. Every couple months, I think, they're always putting out like new updates and stuff like that. So it just keeps getting better as time goes on, like they start to pinpoint like what their clients need, or what kind of like tools they need, and they're just kind of on top of that. So
cool. You did my commercial. Have you, no names because I don't want any trouble to come your way, have you had anyone that been like, no, this isn't what I asked for?
No, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The first like professional thing I've probably done is probably your commercial.
Oh, okay.
Besides that, I've just edited like other stuff in school. Like I've been practicing with those, and then I've done some other work, but I just really can't really remember. It was nothing. I was younger, and I just really didn't think of it like as more of like a profession. Like the promo we did for you. That was like probably my first like official kind of gig. Coming out of like school. Okay. So
cool. I'm so grateful I got to be that, man.
Oh yeah, no problem. I mean, there's more coming. Obviously, just as time goes on, skill gets better. Yeah, I'll just be doing this. Yeah, I can't. I'm not saying like I said, yours was the first one I did, but the better I get, I'll be like doing more and more. Because now I'm realizing this is like I can do this as a profession. Before it was just more of a hobby. That's why I never did any really.
Okay.
But that's why like now I'm just trying to like pin down on video editing and production.
Nice. Like I said, I know you do video editing, but since we're talking about filmmaking, when it comes to a movie that has no budget and a movie that has all this budget, which one would you rather work on? I mean, of course, you want to make as much money as possible, but which one do you feel like lets you work stress-free?
Well, probably the one with the lower budget. It'd be less stress, but obviously, I'd probably want to work on like a bigger budget movie because, I just know the production's gonna probably most likely be tip top. I've been in contact with like some directors that haven't really had any work done, so I was trying to be an actor before, and I wouldn't mind being an actor now. Still, I just like want to act in more like comedy type films, because I like comedy. But I got a role for a low budget movie.
Oh, congrats, man!
Yeah, thanks. But I just turned it down after a while because I thought about it, and I haven't really seen any work from the director, so just kind of just putting my faith in something that like it's a hit or miss, because if they don't really have like anything reputable, then like how do I know it's gonna be a good production or something? I'm not saying it's not going to be a good production, but like that's just a risk I don't want to take because I was having to sign like a contract. But yeah, that's that. I'd probably want to work on the bigger budget one. I know there'd probably be a little more stress, but I think the reward it'd be great.
Okay. As an actor, to get your opinion on this, how do you feel about comedians that turn into actors? Are you like they should be putting in the same amount of hours you put in, or are you okay with it?
That's a good question, because I'm seeing a lot of days now. Like, I was actually talking to some agents, like representatives for like
man.
That's okay. It was through my school that I go to now.
My fault.
For I was just on a Zoom call with these people with like a bunch of other students, and they were just saying like film your own content. A lot of these comedians like I don't know if he or she's, I don't even remember. It's someone named Desi Banks.
Yeah, I know that is. He's a comedian.
Yeah. Him and I think like King Batch.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of started out doing their own things like online, and now they're like big time actors, or not that big, but like they got a good thing going for them. It's not like they're not like some like kind of like Marvel Avengers or anything.
They're not Denzel at all. No.
Yeah, but they've come a long way, So I think that talent or acting skills, there are actors that are made and there are actors that are like kind of born. For example, I've heard like James Franco. He's an actor that's like been made. He put the work in and he improved his skill a lot, and he's a good actor.
Whole family.
Yeah.
Even his mom. I think his dad acted too.
Yeah. So there's just like talent that like is just natural talent, but there's also talent that's like developed. And I think a lot of these comedians, they're just naturally like kind of open, funny people, and if they put the work in, they can definitely be able to star in movies and stuff like that. Just gotta put the work in and really commit, because acting is actually a lot tougher than I thought it was at first, because of the amount of like emotion and techniques that go into it. It's crazy, You gotta really just be passionate about it.
When you edit videos, do you find yourself having to fix what actors done, or does that never play a part in what you do?
Yeah, I've had to do that sometimes. Like there'll obviously be like a slip up maybe in their words, or some kind of gesture they're doing. I have to find like another shot that can like cover that up, or find some way I can, just like patch that up, So I've had to do that before.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want one of those Star Wars moments. I don't know if you saw The Mandalorian, but it's a shot where the guy has regular clothes on in the back.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds really bad, but I've never really gotten to Star Wars.
No, it's not bad at all, buddy. You have a lot of good hobbies. It's nothing wrong with that. So when it comes to filmmaking, what movies do you think classify as a master class when it comes to making a great film and editing everything? What's a master class film for you?
Honestly, there's like just too many for me.
Okay.
I just can't. I've seen so many now. I just can't really like think of one like off the top of my head because I like so many of them. Good Will Hunting. I like
Okay.
that. I like that movie. I thought it was really well put together.
Nice. Okay. And since you're a filmmaker yourself, I mean, editor, but you also create your own content, and you've gone to school. So, one last question for you: how do you feel? Wow, the movie just slipped my mind right now, just that quick. How do you feel about Orson Welles? Man, how did I forget the movie just that fast? I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm about to say. Orson Welles is like his most famous movie. Man. I'm not editing this either. This is going to be a part of it. It's a movie where it's like the first time a movie was ever shot like this. It's black and white. In the beginning of the movie, the guy drops a crystal ball out of his hand.
I'm not sure. I can't think of it.
Okay, never mind.
Crystal ball.
Yeah, it was like it's still recorded as the #1 film of all time. A lot of people rate it as the #1 film of all times.
If I like probably saw a picture of it, I'd probably know.
You know what? I'm gonna pull it up right now, because I can find it for you right now. They actually talked about the film in a movie recently. I guess the guy took too much credit for them. Somebody took too much credit for the movie, and I guess they're trying to figure out who actually really made the film. Wait, give me 1 second. We're almost there. We're almost there. Trying to find it. Citizen Kane.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I can't remember if I have. It's probably been so long, but yeah, I know that movie.
Okay, but that was supposed to be like the master class of film. And like when I first saw it, I was like 18, and I was like, wow, every movie I've seen has took stuff from this movie. But now I looked at it again when I was like maybe a year ago, and I was like, this isn't that great. Like I was just like, this is a lot of plot holes in this story. It's a lot of camera angles that don't make sense. Like when it's perfect, but it's a good bit of this movie where I'm like, this isn't what I thought it was. Like
yeah, that's like me when I think of like these Batman movies by I think Michael Keaton's in it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like Batman and Robin.
Yep.
When I was a little kid, I used to think, wow, these movies are so cool and everything. A couple months ago, I rewatched these movies. I couldn't even get through like the first like 10 minutes. It was just so bad. It's not bad. It's just like it's so cheesy.
Wait, no, you're not talking about Michael Keaton. You're talking about George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Yeah, I was about to say the bad. I was like Tom Borton. No, I was like that was actually good. Like Michael Keaton, like it was. He couldn't turn his neck, but that wasn't bad.
I got him confused.
Yeah, that's a horrible movie. That was. They made that movie just to make toys.
Yeah, it was just like a really children's movie, and I was like thinking like, wow, this was so cool when I was a kid, and I thought I'd get like a nostalgia trip watching this, but oh my gosh, it's terrible.
But in your opinion, does that make it better because they knew they were making it for kids, or is it still just a horrible film in your opinion?
It could have been better, I think. But since it's for kids, I can see why they put all those like weird jokes in there and all that stuff. If you think of Batman, when you think of Batman these days, like I think of like an adult kind of movie.
I'm thinking of a guy that's crippling people, won't kill you, but he'll cripple you.
He'll put you in a body bag.
Exactly. Pulp Fiction. As a filmmaker, are you a fan of that?
I think Tarantino. He's a pretty good director. I haven't recently watched any of his movies, but I heard like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I heard some really good things about that, and some of his choice of shots have been like really good. So I can't really name one right now, but there was one scene in that movie with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. I just can't remember, but I remember it was somewhere like, I think it was the desert. I don't know where they were. It was just like, I think he was like next to a car or something. There's like some girl. I just really can't remember, but I saw a scene from it and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. If you haven't noticed, man, it's a fun fact. If you look at any Quentin Tarantino movie, it's one shot and they're all his movies of feet.
I heard. Yeah, I didn't want to get into that,
Okay,
but
cool.
yeah, I think no, it's fine. I've heard rumors. Yes, thanks for that.
Yeah.
But
it'd be hard to believe that he doesn't at this point.
Yeah, it's funny that he's open about that, I guess. But yeah, it's like you just know it's his movie when you see that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
it's like a trademark of his.
Exactly. I was like, 'cause at first I thought it was just like an Easter egg, but now it's like, oh no, this is solid. Okay. But man, thank you for coming on to the podcast. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Follow your dreams and keep pushing, commit to what you're doing and just put the work in. Yeah, just don't give up on your dreams. That's all I got to say in summary.
Nice. Where can they follow you?
I'm on Instagram as guy.quad, guy.quad. And now I'm also on Facebook as guy.quad. And YouTube, same thing, guy.quad. But, I'm really focusing more on like Facebook and Instagram right now. So, yep.
Nice. Thank you again for coming on to the podcast, and you guys have an amazing day.
Thanks for having me.